Welcome to Recap King. In this video, we will explain Agent Cody Banks. This movie tells the story of a teenage secret agent who must disguise himself as a high school student and befriend a scientist's daughter in order to gain access and stop her father's research that could harm mankind. Will he be able to carry out his mission? Let's find out in Agent Cody Banks.
Agent Cody Banks.
Agent Cody Banks begins with the story of Cody Banks, a 15-year-old high school student in Seattle, who just woke up and goes about his routine like a normal teenager, like having breakfast with his family before going to school. In other parts of the country, there is an ERIS headquarters office. ERIS is a Spectre-type organization led by Dr. Brinkman. There, a scientist named Dr. Albert Connors is presenting the results of his research in front of his superiors. Connors shows his findings, nanobots that can absorb oil spills in seawater. However, Brinkman seems dissatisfied with the results of Connors' research because he wants nanobots that can destroy anything, not just absorb oil spills in the sea. Then, Brinkman asked Connors to continue his research to create the nanobots he wanted. Elsewhere, several staff in the CIA office attended a meeting chaired by the CIA director. They discussed the technology that was being created by Dr. Connors. The CIA director is concerned that the technology might harm humanity. They still don't know what Connors and his organization will do with this technology. Thus, as a precautionary measure, the CIA will investigate. The CIA had a hard time digging up information about Connors and his discoveries because he was a secretive scientist. So, they decided to send an agent to approach Connors' daughter, Natalie. The CIA director appoints Agent Cody Banks. He felt Cody was the right person because Cody was recruited to become a junior CIA agent. The next day, at school, Cody was seen in the boys' locker room after attending PE with his friends. Suddenly, the locker room door opened and a beautiful, sexy woman entered the dressing room and approached Cody. The woman, Ronica Miles, turns out to be a CIA agent. Ronica came to pick up Cody because there was an important task to be given to Cody at the CIA office. However, some of Cody's friends tease Ronica. Enraged, Ronica taught the boys a lesson by attacking them. Cody arrives at the CIA office and meets the CIA director, who then assigns him to approach Natalie. To carry out this mission, Cody will be transferred to the same school as Natalie. Cody is provided with an allowance of $5,000 and also several other sophisticated equipment, such as X-ray glasses, GPS, a watch that can emit electricity, and a turbo-powered skateboard. Long story short, Cody entered the same school as Natalie. Of course, it was Ronica who drove him to school. Before parting ways, Ronica gave a message that Cody should get Natalie's birthday invitation, which will be held next month. Cody then saw Natalie in the classroom, and he was immediately captivated by Natalie's beauty. Cody walked over to her, but the bullies stopped him. One of the bullies was attracted by the watch Cody was wearing. He then tried to take the watch by force and accidentally pressed the button on the watch, which caused him to be electrocuted. After that incident, Cody finally managed to talk to Natalie and ask her to get acquainted. However, Cody, who is not very good with women, looks very nervous when talking to Natalie. His nervousness drove Natalie away from him. She thought Cody was weird. That afternoon, Natalie was waiting her turn in a driving class session. Cody was also there because the CIA team had arranged Cody's schedule to match all of Natalie's. However, Natalie's driving skills are still far from perfect. She hit all the barriers during the exam session. As a result, she failed to get a driver's license, and that made her very upset. Then, it was Cody's turn to be tested. Cody, who is basically good at driving, was able to run the car without hitting any barrier. Cody passed the driving test, and Natalie was very impressed with Cody's driving skills. Some time had passed. Cody lived his days at the new school as an ordinary student. However, Ronica realized Cody had not been able to approach Natalie yet. She then gave Natalie's cell number to Cody and asked him to start calling Natalie. Cody took the risk and contacted Natalie on his cell phone. However, when Natalie answered, Cody immediately turned off the cell phone because he felt nervous when talking to girls. It was finally known by Ronica. Annoyed, Ronica reports Cody's helplessness to the CIA director. Hearing Ronica's report, the CIA director was also annoyed with Cody. He called Cody back to his office after bringing in several experts who would train Cody how to approach and talk to a woman. After receiving training at the CIA office, the next day, Cody returned to school. When he entered the school grounds, he saw Natalie hanging a banner on the front wall of the school building. Suddenly, Natalie lost her balance, as if she was about to fall down the stairs. Cody then ran to save Natalie. Cody pulled the end of the banner that was still hanging down, allowing Natalie to slide down safely. Since that incident, Natalie has grown closer to Cody. As a sign of gratitude, Natalie invited Cody to come to her birthday party. When Natalie's birthday party arrives, Ronica warns Cody to be careful and maintain his identity as a CIA agent. Ronica also showed a floor plan of Natalie's house in Dr. Connors' laboratory room that Cody had to infiltrate. After Ronica finished giving her instructions, Cody set off in a sports car. Arriving at his destination, Cody was immediately greeted by Natalie. Now, Cody is no longer awkward when talking to Natalie. He then gave her a birthday present, a necklace, which he put around Natalie's neck. The necklace has been fitted with a GPS device, so Cody can monitor Natalie's whereabouts. Then Cody started to walk around to see the situation of Natalie's house, which is located on the beach. Accidentally, he saw Dr. Connors, who was talking to Dr. Brinkman and one of his trusted staff, Francois. They walked into a room. Hurriedly, Cody returned to his car to retrieve his state-of-the-art equipment before following them. Cody sneaks in through the roof of the room by breaking into it with a laser beam. The room he entered was a laboratory. Having made his way through the air vents on the laboratory roof, Cody mounted a skateboard so he could navigate through the vents without touching the alarm sensors installed in the room. When Cody was right above them, he set up a small camera to see what was going on in the lab. Through the camera, Cody could see that the three were testing the power of the nanobots that Dr. Connors had developed. It turns out that the liquid nanobots now can destroy any carbon or silicon-based substance and all metal objects. Seeing his discovery, Brinkman congratulated Connors. Furthermore, he explained that the discovery of these nanobots had given his organization the power to attack the entire military strategic arsenal in America and around the world. Brinkman asked Connors to program the discovery of these nanobots faster. If Connors refuses, Brinkman will harm Natalie. After that, they left the laboratory room. That's when Cody sprang into action by sneaking down from the roof of the room. To avoid the alarm sensors, Cody came down from the roof with his body hanging and upside down. He tried to take one of the nanobots so they can be examined at the CIA office later. He put the nanobots into his sophisticated shoe. During this sneaking action, the shoes are useful to support his body, allowing him to hang on the roof without falling. Unfortunately, the nanobots that do have the power to destroy make his shoes instantly melt, causing Cody to fall to the surface of the laboratory floor and hit the sensor alarm. Instantly, the alarm sounded. Brinkman told Francois to go back to the laboratory and check things out. Luckily, when Francois entered the laboratory, Cody managed to climb back onto the roof and hide in the ventilation duct to escape. Long story short, Cody is getting ready to go home after attending Natalie's birthday party. When he was about to enter his car, Cody was suddenly approached by bullies. They picked up Cody and were about to throw him in the pool. But Cody, who had received martial arts training, attacked them one by one. He managed to overthrow all the bullies with ease. However, the incident resulted in Cody being fired as a CIA agent. Cody's identity was almost discovered when journalists covered the incident. They put a picture of Cody attacking bullies as a news story in a newspaper. Ronica also takes his identity card of Agent Cody and asks him to stay away from Natalie and not to interfere in this case anymore. Cody left Ronica, feeling disappointed. The next day, the bell at Cody's house rings. He opened the door and was very surprised when he saw a guest who came to his house. It turned out that Natalie wanted to take him to lunch together. They then went to a restaurant and chatted intimately, until finally, Cody intends to tell Natalie the secret of why he snuck into her house. However, before he said it, suddenly Francois and his men came to kidnap Natalie. Cody reacts quickly by attacking Francois and pulling Natalie away from there. However, Francois and his men surrounded Cody, making it difficult for him to face them all at once. Cody manages to escape from Francois' pursuit, but Natalie is caught. They made Natalie a guarantee that Dr. Connors could program the nanobots even faster. When he got home, Cody's parents scolded him because he came home until midnight. His parents also gave him a punishment that forbade him to leave the house. He couldn't argue and went straight to his room. There, he saw his younger brother playing with the sophisticated equipment he got from the CIA office. Cody takes one of the tools and finds out where Natalie is. From the hologram of the map, he could see that Natalie was being held captive at ERIS headquarters. He wants to save Natalie, but his brother warns him that he is not allowed to leave the house because he is still being punished. Cody gave $5,000 to keep his brother quiet. His brother accepted the bribe with a big smile on his face. Cody sneaks into the CIA office to get some of the high-tech stuff he needs. After that, he went to ERIS's headquarters in the snowy Cascade Mountains. Meanwhile, at the CIA office, the director has learned that Cody managed to sneak in and steal some items from the office. He vents his frustration on Ronica before ordering her to find Cody and bring him back to the CIA office. Cody himself had arrived at the Cascade Mountains. With his snowboard, he descended the iceberg using a freestyle until he got stuck in a tree. Suddenly, Ronica comes using a solo Trek XFV. Cody is surprised to see that Ronica can find him so easily, but Ronica then explains that the snowboard that Cody is using has a GPS installed. Then Cody and Ronica flew to ERIS headquarters. Once inside, they split up, where Cody looks for Natalie, who is being held captive in one of the rooms, while Ronica is busy spreading some small bombs inside the base. Unfortunately, their whereabouts were discovered by Francois and his men through CCTV cameras. They are both caught by Francois and his men. However, Cody manages to escape by electrocuting them. Then, Ronica throws a remote bomb which Cody manages to catch before Francois's men take Ronica away. Seeing the precarious situation, Brinkman led Natalie into a room. He threatens to shoot the liquid nanobots at Natalie's head if Connors doesn't finish his job. Seeing what Brinkman was about to do, Cody pressed the remote for the bomb, causing parts of the building to be destroyed. Ronica managed to escape, and so did Natalie. When things were so chaotic, Natalie managed to grab a nanobot and put it in Brinkman's mouth. The nanobots reacted immediately and melted Brinkman's head. Then, Cody installs a bomb that can destroy the entire contents of the building. However, problems arise when they are about to escape by helicopter because the hangar doors are difficult to open. As a result, Cody went back downstairs to pick up the nanobots and threw them at the hangar door. His efforts paid off. The metal hangar door collapsed instantly. Suddenly, the number printed on the bomb shows the countdown time at which the bomb is about to explode. Luckily, the hangar door was open. They all managed to escape just before the bomb exploded. At the end of the film, Cody is summoned back to the CIA office, where the CIA director is now praising Cody for successfully solving the case. In return, the CIA director will grant all of Cody's requests. However, Cody only made one simple request. He asked the CIA director to get Natalie a driver's license. Sometime later, Natalie was seen driving a car on the highway, and they spent time together enjoying the beautiful view of the sunset at dusk. The film ends. The message of this film is to listen to your heart and prove to the world that you can. From Cody's character, we can learn how our goals can be achieved with strong determination and effort. The question now is, how strong are your efforts in achieving your goals?